गरौँ है त थ्याङ्क यू एभ्रिवान नमस्ते सबैजनालाई थ्याङ्क यू फर इन्भाइटिङ मी टुडे मेरो नाम विप्लव भण्डारी currently I'm working as a research scientist and data scientist for the NASA SERVIR program. I'm also the Earth Engine Google developer expert for the community. र आज चाहिँ म सानो आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्स सेयर गर्न चाहन्छु थ्रु सम अफ द प्रोजेक्ट द्याट आई हेभ डन अनि सम अफ द प्रोग्राम्स द्याट हेभ बिन इन्भल्भड मेरो टकको टाइटल छ इम्पावरिङ नेपाल्स जियोस्पासियल फ्युचर ओपन स्ट्यान्डर्ड्स सर्भियर कोलाबोरेटिभ इनोभेसन एन्ड इथिकल इनोभेसन मोस्टली मैले गरेको मेरो जर्नीमा मोस्ट इम्प्याक्ट भएको प्रोजेक्ट र प्रोग्रामको बारेमा डिस्कस गर्छु सो थोरै आफ्नो अलिकति डिटेल इन्ट्रोडक्सन दिन चाहन्छु धेरै नयाँ साथीहरू हुनुहुन्छ यहाँ सायद मैले चिनेको छैन होला डाइरेक्टली मलाई चिन्नुभएको छैन होला डाइरेक्टली बट आई ग्रेजुएटेड एज अ जियोमेटिक्स इन्जिनियर फ्रम काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटी 2014 को ब्याच त्यसपछि आई वर्क फर सम टाइम विथ द काठमाडौँ लिभिङ ल्याब्स एज अ जियोमेटिक्स इन्जिनियर त्यसपछि चाहिँ एसियन इन्स्टिट्युट अफ टेक्नोलोजीमा रहेको जियो इन्फर्मेटिक्स सेन्टरमा आई वर्क एज अ रिसर्च एसोसिएट आज मैले प्रेजेन्ट गर्न लागेको फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट चाहिँ प्रोजेक्ट द्याट आई वर्क ड्युरिङ द्याट टाइम that time I was also involved with the free and open source community called Sahana. I was a board member for them for a year because of my contribution, which is a big thing for open source contributor. त्यसपछि चाहिँ I worked with Asian Disaster Preparedness Center as a GIS remote sensing developer for the SERVIR Mekong project. र त्यो बेलामा अर्थ अब्जर्भेसन सँग रिलेटेड धेरै कुराहरू सिक्ने मौका मिल्यो साथसाथै कसरी अर्थ अब्जर्भेसन युज गरेर पोलिसी मेकिङमा डाइरेक्ट इम्प्याक्ट गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने कुराहरू पनि सिक्ने मौका मिल्यो र द्याट इन्स्पायर मी टु फर्दर गो टु माई मास्टर्स / PhD एन्ड बिङ जस्ट अ मास्टर्स तर जनवरी 2020 मा सुरु गर्ने भनेको बिकज अफ कोभिड आई कुडन्ट स्टार्ट त्यो बेलामा विथ नक्सा आई वर्क एज अ गुगल अर्थ इन्जिन कन्सल्टेन्ट एन्ड अल्सो अ डेटा साइन्टिस्ट फर अनदर अर्गनाइजेसन कल स्पासियल इन्फर्मेटिक्स ग्रुप त्यसपछि अगस्त 2020 देखि अगस्त 2022 सम्म आई वर्क एज अ ग्रेजुएट रिसर्च असिस्टेन्ट हियर एट युनिभर्सिटी अफ एलाबामा इन हन्ट्सभिल with the NASA SERVIR program. After graduation, I've been working with them as a research scientist and data scientist. Beachma, I've gotten opportunity, chance to contribute to other organizations, including Practical Action Development Gateway, ECMOD, ICRISAT, थुप्रै अर्गनाइजेसनहरूमा So I feel very blessed to have been able to work in all these major organizations and to contribute, to work very closely with them and see how they make an impact in the community. As a first मैले कुरा गर्ने चाहिँ as I mentioned before AIT GIC मा काम गर्दाखेरि I had a chance to work very closely with a few government agencies on using open standard for disaster management. Mostly post-disaster scenario, disaster response को बेलामा चाहिँ open standardहरू कसरी युज गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने प्रोजेक्ट थियो त्यो मोस्टली र let me start with this diagram that shows how there is an interlinkage between hazard information and technology. Nepalको केसमा we have few reoccurring hazards that include flood, landslides, severe weather condition, avalanche पनि आउने गर्छ र different hazard को लागि there is a different sort of information people are interested in. As a geospatial analyst, developer, GIS person, normally we think about maps. Tara sometimes other information are equally important, if not more. जस्तै सेन्ससको कुराहरू, प्यारामिटर्स अथवा रेस्पोन्स इन्स्ट्रक्सनको कुराहरू पनि एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुने गर्छ and depending on कुन audience-लाई हामीले target गरिरहेको छौँ, those information could be very different and could be different people would be interested in different kind of information. र यी इन्फर्मेसनहरूलाई डिसिमिनेट गर्ने डिफ्रेन्ट काइन्ड अफ कम्युनिकेसन मिडिया अथवा टेक्नोलोजी हुन्छ. नेपालमा हामीले VHF रेडियोहरू देख्ने गर्छौँ, भोइस सिस्टमहरू, SMS इमेलहरू, थुप्रै डिफ्रेन्ट डिजास्टरको लागि अगेन डिफ्रेन्ट काइन्ड अफ कम्युनिकेसन मिडियम हुन्छ. र यसलाई एज अ ओभरअल हेर्ने हो भने चाहिँ लोकल कम्युनिटिजदेखि इन्टायर नेसनमा देयर इज अ प्याचवर्क अफ स्पेसलाइज सिस्टम द्याट आर डिजाइन्ड. हामीले 2015 अर्थक्वेकमा देख्यौँ, देयर वाज very desperate system that don't talk to each other, that don't interoperable with each other. र अहिले रिसेन्टली पनि जाजरकोटमा गएको अर्थक्वेकमा पनि हामीले यो समस्या देखेका छौँ. थुप्रै मित्रहरूले लिङ्कडिनमा सेयर गर्नुभएको छ. आई थिङ्क उत्तमको पोस्ट मैले देखेको थिएँ, उत्तम पुडा सैनीको, कलिङ फर पिपल टु वर्क टुगेदर, to systems to work together. र आज मैले प्रेजेन्ट गर्ने यो प्रोजेक्ट चाहिँ मोस्टली इट्स अन द डिजास्टर रेस्पोन्स साइड. त्यसैले समथिङ लाइक दिस कुड हेल्प इन अ लङ रन. र यो डिफ्रेन्ट सिस्टमहरू डिफ्रेन्ट इमर्जेन्सी सिचुएसनको लागि डिजाइन गरिन्छ र सर्टेन कम्युनिकेसन मिडियाको लागि डिजाइन गरिन्छ. र लुकिङ ब्याक कति सिस्टमहरू 2015मा आयो, तर दोज प्याचवर्क अफ एप्रोच वाज कम्प्लिट वेस्टफुल. समटाइम्स इट क्यान अल्सो बी भेरी डेन्जरस, किन भन्दाखेरि पाउनुपर्ने मान्छेहरूले अलर्ट पाइरह हुँदैन, नपाउनु पर्ने मान्छेहरूले अलर्ट पाइरह हुन्छ र इभ्याकुएसनमा टन्स अफ रिसोर्सेसहरू वेस्टफुल जान सक्छ र कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ अलर्टहरू एकदमै कन्फ्युजिङ पनि हुनसक्छ, जसले गर्दाखेरि ओभरअल कुनै पनि वार्निङ अथवा कुनै पनि अलर्टको अथोरिटी के हो, अथेन्टिसिटी के हो र सिक्युरिटीमा प्रश्न चिन्ह लाग्ने गर्छ कहिलेकाहीँ. र यसलाई अफिसियल एउटा फ्रेमवर्कको रूपमा हेर्ने हो भने देयर इज सर्ट अफ भर्टिकल र होरिजेन्टल इन्टिग्रेसन देख्न सकिन्छ. भर्टिकल इन द सेन्स नेसनल लेभलबाट वार्निङ नर्मली प्रोभिन्सियल लेभलमा जान्छ, त्यसपछि स्टेट लेभलमा जान्छ, अनि काउन्टी अथवा भिलेज लेभलमा जान्छ. र थिङ्स गेट भेरी डिफ्रेन्ट वेन जब देयर इज अ ट्रान्स बाउन्ड्री इस्यु. जस्तो नेपालको पल्युसनले इन्डियामा एफेक्ट गर्ला, इन्डियाको पल्युसनले एयर पल्युसनले नेपालमा एफेक्ट गर्ला. दोज सिनारियोज आर कम्प्लिटली डिफ्रेन्ट. अनि त्यसपछि अर्को इन्टिग्रेसन चाहिँ होरिजेन्टल लेभलमा एउटै तहमा रहेर कसरी इन्फर्मेसनहरू डिसिमिनेट गर्ने, कसरी डिफ्रेन्ट काइन्ड अफ हेजार्डको लागि कसरी इन्फर्मेसनहरू डिसिमिनेट गर्ने भन्ने कुरा हुन्छ. र थर्ड कुरा चाहिँ यी इन्फर्मेसनहरूलाई कसरी नेसनल लेभलमा वार्निङ अलर्टिङको रूपमा रिले गर्ने, प्लस ड्युरिङ डिजास्टर वार्निङ अलर्टिङ इज इम्पोर्टेन्ट, बट इक्वली इम्पोर्टेन्ट इज सिचुएसनल रिपोर्टिङ र रिसोर्स म्यानेजमेन्टको कुराहरू. र सो देयर इज अ बिग च्यालेन्ज that goes into designing these kind of alerting and warning systems. I'll talk more on a framework that has been proposed, which is called Common Alerting Protocol (CAP). Each of these alerting system has its own way of dealing with the messages. जस्तो earthquake सुनामीहरूको लागि इमेल पेजहरू, न्युज वायर सर्भिसहरू इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन सक्छ भने फायर, सिक्युरिटी अथवा ट्रान्सपोर्टेसनको लागि दे मे नट वर्क. त्यसको लागि हामीलाई इलेक्ट्रोनिक हाइवे साइन्सहरू चाहिन सक्छ अथवा साइरन्सहरू थ्रु पुलिस और अदर मिडियम फ्याक्सहरूको इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन सक्छ. त्यसैले it becomes very challenging and the problem could really get out of hand in a very short time. Fortunately यी कुराहरू च्यालेन्ज चाहिँ इट्स नट जस्ट फर नेपाल, यो इन्टरनेसनल कम्युनिटीले फेस गरेको च्यालेन्ज हो. र यसको लागि चाहिँ देयर इज अ प्रोटोकल, देयर इज अ सिस्टम द्याट हेज बिन डिजाइन्ड द्याट्स कल्ड द कमन अलर्टिङ प्रोटोकल (CAP). The whole idea with the CAP is to standardize the content of the alerting message. So it helps to address the challenge of alerting to enable better approach than the crazy patchwork of system that we discussed before. Uh, CAP can work for any kind of media. You can communicate about any kind of hazard situation, and you can even design your message in a way that can be targeted for a public at large अथवा certain designated group जस्तो civic authorities अथवा first responders on the ground अथवा specific individuals को लागि पनि you can target these messages. So अघिको त्यो patchwork systemलाई simplified रूपमा हेर्दाखेरि a message that is formatted with CAP it can be disseminated with different kind of mediums such as television, radio, telephone, fax, highway signs, email, web, Facebook, formerly Twitter, now X, whatever you can think of. र यो मेसेजहरू you can communicate about not only just hydromet disasters, weather, fire, earthquake, but also disease outbreak that we don't discuss in Nepal that normally happens during, if there is a flooding situation or even far western disease outbreak. It's a common thing that occurs every year. अथवा air quality सबै कुराहरूको लागि you can disseminate the warning. र if there is no standardization त्यति बेला चाहिँ alerting system they have to deal with free text अथवा different format for different kind of hazard system which become nearly impossible to manage. Without the alert system it's very difficult to get everything together and make this system work with each other. So even with the slightly modest investment there is a large benefit that comes into the alerting and warning realm through common alerting protocol. Finally, alerting authorities को लागि for example DHM, Department of Hydrology and Meteorology in Nepal, they are the one responsible for issuing alert depending on their hydrological models or the weather models they are running. For these alerting authorities, it can be a fairly simple tool to get critical message to affected people wherever they are, whatever they are doing. During my work at AIT, I had a chance to help design implement the location-based early warning system for the country of Philippines, Maldives, and Myanmar. Some of the pictures here, we did a large consultation workshop with Fire Bureau, Agriculture Department, Hydromet agencies in these three countries. We wrote a paper on the implementation. It was awarded a Best Paper Award by International Telecommunication Union during their 5th Kaleidoscope Academic Conference. CAP it's designed by a subcommittee under ITU and it's endorsed by WMO. In US ko case ma chahi, if there is a disaster going on, let's say earthquake, USGS, United States Geological Survey, they kick out the email to several groups and then the public alerting system kicks in. Everything is automated, the system works with each other, everybody knows what they have to do in this situation. Later, Philippines, Maldives र Myanmar पछि I also got a chance to work with Department of Hydrology and Meteorology in basically building capacity to them on the understanding of the common alerting protocol in Nepal. The picture here on the right side, त्यो consultation workshop पछिको picture. Okay, so that was one of the project which I felt has heavily impacted the way I think about our work, the geospatial work. It has so much potential. Arko, I want to talk about the program that I'm currently working for, the NASA SERVIR, यसको competitive advantage collaborative innovation को बारेमा. सर्भियरलाई इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्न चाहन्छु. सर्भियर इट्स अ जोइन्ट इनिसिएटिभ बिट्विन नासा युएसएआइडी र लिडिङ जियोस्पासियल अर्गनाइजेसन इन एसिया, अफ्रिका र ल्याटिन अमेरिका. The whole idea is using satellite image and geospatial technology in co-developing the solutions in order to address the challenges due to climate change in these developing countries. And we work through a network of regional hubs. So the regional hubs, there are 4 regional hubs right now. There is 2 upcoming. नेपालको केसमा इसिमड इज द रिजनल हब फर द हिन्दुकुश हिमालय. एडिपिसी वेयर आई ह्याड चान्स टु कन्ट्रिब्युट इज अ रिजनल हब फर साउथ इस्ट एसिया. त्यस्तै वेस्ट अफ्रिकामा इक्रिस्याट र एमाजोनियामा सियाट, they are the regional hubs. There is an upcoming regional hubs in Eastern and Southern Africa as well as in Central America. So we work across the globe in these developing countries. The SERVIR program is managed out of USAID Washington, NASA headquarters in Washington, and I am currently based here in Huntsville, Alabama, where the SERVIR Science Coordination Office is managed. It's managed out of Marshall Space Flight Center here in Huntsville, Alabama. There is 2 things that really provide a competitive advantage to SERVIR. The first is its service planning toolkit. The service planning toolkit, the whole idea with the service planning toolkit is everything is locally led. So our regional hubs, for example ECMOR in Nepal, they lead the process of user consultation, need assessment को कुराहरु, stakeholder को mapping को कुराहरु, जसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it gives a really close view on the challenges, risks, opportunities within these countries that we operate. It also kind of built a trust because there is a local partner that is involved. The main theme of SERVIR, or the idea of SERVIR, is get out of the business. So once we build the capacity of this organization, SERVIR pull out of those countries. And there are several instances where we used to work. For example, several countries in South America where we used to work, we don't work anymore because the capacity of those countries are already built, and we're confident that they can do the work that we help them do. यसरी when we work on this design and delivery of climate information, through the process of monitoring, evaluation and learning, we try to measure our impact through adaptive capacity building, mitigating climate change. The next that provides a very competitive advantage is open source science. 2023 federal agencies in the US को लागि they are celebrating it as a year of open source science. त्यो भनेको चाहिँ basically making all the research that you are doing with the taxpayer money available to everyone. Doesn't matter your race, color, gender, country, anything that comes out of the funding from the taxpayer money, it should be available to all. So that increases collaboration, reproducibility and equity. In SERVIR को केसमा it's a bit different किन भन्दाखेरि we adopted the open science policy from the very beginning. SERVIR started 25 years ago. Ever since, everything is open science. We focus on sharing free high quality climate data, all our methodology, everything open. You can go find whatever the people are doing. We also utilize several other platforms, just the Earth Information System, Google Earth Engine, Earthone, AWS. We also use these platforms because we know different customers, different people are interested in using different kind of platforms. Recently 2023 because of the continuous dedication and push to embrace open science across all the kind of the work that we do, Google awarded SERVIR as one of the with one of their Geo for Good Impact award in 2023. लास्टमा एउटा सानो ग्रुपको बारेमा कुरा गर्न चाहन्छु विदिन सर्भियर द्याट आई लिड को लिड विथ वान अफ माई कलिग हियर कल द टेन्सरफ्लो वर्किङ ग्रुप. The TensorFlow working group is a bi-weekly working group that we meet every 2 weeks on Wednesday 10 a.m. Central Time. It's a data science, machine learning, AI, ML, all these kind of things that we talk on this working group. The main motive, the main objective is building capacity, application development, or knowledge sharing. Again, everything we do is open source. It's not just only for Servier, it's managed out of Servier, but it's open to all the public. Join गर्ने link पनि अहिले एकछिनमा share गर्छु. But please join. I think our next meet is next year because of EZU people are traveling. But I'll share, please come and join, explore the resources. And these are some of the partners that we work within the TensorFlow working group on a regular basis. Some of the outcomes, publications that have come out of the working group, so in here, a few of the resources are here. Almost all of the presentation I think is uploaded in that YouTube playlist. There's a Google group that we manage and send out the notification, and the website is over here. र लास्टमा आफ्नो प्रेजेन्टेसन एन्ड गर्न चाहन्छु अ कल टु एक्सन इथिकल कोलाबोरेसन इन द जियोस्पासियल सेक्टरमा. मैले अघि भने 2023 for NASA is a transfer to open science, year of open science. If you search for NASA tops, there's plenty of materials, courses that shows you how to do proper open science. Open science is it's about not only open software but also about open data, open results, and how we bring and carry community forward. Nepalको केसमा I think it's a very small geospatial community. त्यसैले through this I want to do a call to action. कम्युनिटी कसरी बिल्ड गर्ने भन्ने हामी यहाँ कति 50-60 जना छौँ, हाम्रै हातमा छ. त्यसैले लेट्स ट्राई टु क्रिएट अ पोजिटिभ कम्युनिटी, लेट्स ट्राई टु पुश इच अदर, लेट्स ट्राई टु क्यारी द फिल्ड फरवर्ड, रिफ्लेक्ट अन हाउ यु आर डुइङ युर वर्क, जस्ट अ कल टु एक्सन. र thank you so much to Tech Bhai and the entire OSGeo Nepal for inviting me. Here I am sharing a map. On the left side it shows a tree cover canopy for Nepal in 1992, 2016 ko lagi on the right side. The tree cover canopy in Nepal has increased by more than 18%, which is a really big thing for all us Nepali. There's also a QR code. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message. Thank you so much. I'll end my presentation with that.
Thank you so much, Biplab Dai, for your great insight on the topic empowering Nepal's geospatial future, open standards, SERVIR collaborative innovation, and ethical innovation. I think it was a great session from you, and we all learned a lot about you and the whole thing you are on to, doing something great for the greater cause and for the community as well. So maybe we might have some question that we need to ask, or we want to ask Biplab Pandai. So go ahead and go on to the link that have been posted on the chat, so that सबैले जनाले चाहिँ यसमा गएर चाहिँ एकचोटि के क्वेशन छ, एउटा क्वेशन छ भने चाहिँ उहाँलाई भन्नु होला. So we already have some questions. So Biplab दाइले हेर्न मिलेको छैन होला है. So I will try to share this screen as well. Just a minute. Yes, that's it. So Biplab Dai, can you see the screen?
Yes, right I can see it now. Okay.
So there's a question, you can answer that.
Yeah. So the first question is early warning system work that you mentioned, is there a GitHub repo we can follow? Paper ko lagi link. Yes, I can drop those in the chat here in a bit. Everything is open, the code base is open, GitHub repo, and the paper is also I can share that in a bit here. नेक्स्ट क्वेसन इज सर्भियरबाट डेटाहरू पनि डाउनलोड मिल्छ कि स्क्रिप्टहरू जस्तै वाटर क्वालिटीको डेटा फर इक्जाम्पल. There is some data that you can download. Again, because we are managed out of the SERVIR hubs, the ultimate authority is how those hubs manage data. Again, not all the SERVIR hubs have equal capacity. Just to Nepal ma ECMod, it's way ahead of its game if you look at other countries. There's a regional database server. I think that's the full form, RDS. RDS EC mode भनेर सर्च गर्नुभयो भने you can download all the data that we have produced through SERVIR in that portal. त्यस्तै ADPC को केसमा पनि you can go and download the data from their portal. I think it's GeoServer ADPC or something like that, you can search. तर अरू कन्ट्रिजको लागि there is a challenge not only in data, तर कति बेला चाहिँ इन्टरनेटकै प्रब्लम भइदिन्छ. जस्तो अफ्रिकाहरूमा when we try to have a call, it's difficult for people to even to connect. So those countries मा डेटाहरू पाउन अलिकति गाह्रो हुन्छ. But scripts is there, you can run that script and get the data as you want. र नेक्स्ट क्वेसन छ टेन्सरफ्लो वर्किङ ग्रुपमा जोइन भएर ट्रेनिङहरू लिन पनि मिल्छ दाइ. Yes, we have few trainings that we have done in the past. Again, I'll share the link to some of the trainings that we did. But if there is some training that we're planning to organize, everyone can join. It's open, it's free. We normally, because it's 1 hour that we meet, if there is a specific need for training, we normally organize that outside, but we try to record everything and upload. Normally TensorFlow working group ma you can come with any kind of problem that you have while you're implementing these data science, machine learning, AI/ML kind of workflow. Sathsathai we also try to invite community leaders. For example, Kuseng, who I think many of us are familiar, we invited him. For next year, we have a really good group of people who are presenting. That includes someone from Google flood forecasting. Google has implemented its flood forecasting system in several countries around the world. So someone from their core team will be coming and presenting on कसरी त्यो सिस्टम डिजाइनहरू गर्ने भन्ने कुराहरूमा. त्यस्तै several other communities that are working on. So yes, again I'll share the link to join. Please come join. एउटा दुईटा मिटिङ अटेन्ड गर्नु आफूलाई ठिकै हुन्छ, फाइदै हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्यो भने रेगुलरली अटेन्ड गर्दा पनि हुन्छ. Last question I guess is how can we benefit through 2023 NASA open source year? Search for NASA tops, transfer to open science. Plenty of material on कसरी open science गर्ने properly भन्ने कुराहरूको बारेमा इन्फर्मेसनहरू छ. That includes कसैको वर्कहरू युज गरेको छ भने कसरी एक्नोलेज गर्ने, क्रेडिट कसरी दिने, कुनै पनि ओपन सोर्समा कसरी कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्ने, कसरी कम्युनिकेट गर्ने, प्लस लाइसेन्सिङको कुराहरू, भर्जनिङको कुराहरू, प्लस ओपन साइन्स इट्स नट ओन्ली अबाउट ओपन सफ्टवेयर, इट्स अल्सो अबाउट द open data, open method, but also how you do that, how you communicate that with the society, and how you make an impact. Yeah, I'll share those as well in the link.
Yeah. Thank you, Dai. I might have one question to ask you as well. So, म आफू पनि अलिकति एमएलतिर बिस्तारै बिगिनर टाइप लेभलमा जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ के सजेसन दिन चाहनुहुन्छ हजुरले चाहिँ, लाइक एमएलतिर अलिकति आउनलाई होइन, टेन्सरफ्लो रिलेटेड कुराहरूमा, सो द्याट जिआइएस को ब्याकग्राउन्डलाई पनि टच गरेर के इम्प्याक्ट पार्ने कुरा गर्नलाई चाहिँ के चाहिँ तपाईँले चाहिँ एज अ हुन्छ नि जस्ट मेन्टर जसरी चाहिँ के सजेसन दिन सक्नुहुन्छ?
Yeah, I guess first would be plenty of open material. I think टेकले पनि अलिअलि कन्टेन्टहरू क्रिएट गर्ने गरेको छ. So there is like plenty of material out there. I'll suggest start with that. त्यो स्टार्ट गर्नुभन्दा पनि अगाडि I'd say just start with a simple आफ्नो प्रब्लम सेटलाई चाहिँ you can start with simple machine learning, traditional machine learning algorithms like random forest अथवा XGBoost, tree based algorithmहरू युज गरौँ. त्यसपछि चाहिँ you can find values. कति कुराहरूमा चाहिँ मोस्ट अफ द प्रब्लम चाहिँ त्यतिले नै सल्भ गर्छ होइन. तर इफ देयर इज अ बिगर च्यालेन्ज द्याट यु आर फेसिङ देन ट्राई युजिङ स्टार्ट विथ बेसिक डिप न्युरल नेटवर्क देन मेक यु वे अप टु CNN, UNet or whatever algorithm that you're interested in. तर I think you can learn a lot by doing. So I would say just pick up a project. यदि अन्डरग्रेड स्टुडेन्ट हुनुहुन्छ, ग्रेजुएट स्टुडेन्ट हुनुहुन्छ भने सेमेस्टर प्रोजेक्टहरू हुन्छ होला अथवा थिसिस प्रोजेक्टहरू हुन्छ होला. आफूलाई केमा इन्ट्रेस्ट छ जस्ट पिक अप प्रोजेक्ट एन्ड स्टार्ट डुइङ. प्रिटी स्योर आफूले सोचेको प्रब्लम स्पेस अरूले फेस गरिसकेको छ र यु क्यान फाइन्ड लाइक लट अफ मेटेरियल्स आउट अन द इन्टरनेट.
Thank you, Dai. There are more question ahead, so you can go ahead, Dai.
Okay, the next question is while learning Keras was quite easy for me, I am finding core TensorFlow more challenging. What recommendations do you have for effectively learning core TensorFlow, especially coming from a background in Keras? So I guess this links back to the TensorFlow working group. त्यो वर्किङ ग्रुप चाहिँ हामीले सुरुमा टेन्सरफ्लोको ट्रेनिङ लिएको भएर त्यसको नाम चाहिँ टेन्सरफ्लो वर्किङ ग्रुप भएको. तर वाट एभर फ्रेमवर्क यु युज you're more than welcome to join. र यो स्पेसिफिक केसमा चाहिँ I think TensorFlow itself has Keras integrated in it. So it's not always necessarily you have to go and learn TensorFlow. You can do whatever you are doing through Keras. तर Google has put out plenty of material. There are like a lot of tutorials you can find that goes on like basic कसरी step by step कसरी every step चाहिँ clearly explain गरेर explain गरेको tutorialsहरू नोटबुकहरू टन्नै भेटिन्छ. I'd suggest start with that maybe. तर in the future I think they are releasing Keras core or something like that. जसले चाहिँ टेन्सर whatever framework you use, TensorFlow, PyTorch अथवा अरू कुनै framework use गर्नुहुन्छ भने you just write a code in one language, maybe Keras, and then you can use it across whatever backend you want to use. त्यसैले it will be becoming fairly easy. TensorFlow अलिकति challenging छ. I don't know if you have looked TensorFlow 1, it was horrible. TensorFlow 2 ma aera they have improved quite a bit. Still a lot of challenge. Not just only for you, but I've seen a lot of people comment about that. त्यसैले I'll say just start with Keras. If your problem is being solved by Keras, just keep using it. It's the next version, it's I think gonna be pretty awesome. र टेन्सरफ्लोको स्पेसली टेन्सरफ्लोमै इन्ट्रेस्ट छ, टेन्सरफ्लो नै गर्ने हो भने चाहिँ यु क्यान सर्च इन गुगल. देयर इज आई थिङ्क प्लेन्टी अफ मेटेरियल. एउटा दुईवटा लिङ्क म यहाँ अहिले एकछिनमा सेयर पनि गरिदिउँला. बट देयर इज प्लेन्टी अफ मेटेरियल द्याट यु क्यान स्टार्ट विथ. लास्ट क्वेसन छ, विल देयर बी अ गुगल एक्सपर्ट इन जियो फ्रम नेपाल इन द फ्युचर? वाट डु यु थिङ्क? I guess म नै हो अहिलेसम्मको लागि. तर I'm trying to get few Nepali in the Google Earth Engine developer group. There is some policy, 1 year you have to be within the program before you can recommend other. I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me on that. I'll have to check. But if there's an opportunity, I'll surely be referring to people from Nepal who are like based in Nepal. So the community will increase a lot in the future.
Yeah, that's I guess that's it for this session. I guess all the Q&A has been completed. By the way, thank you Biplav Dai again. So yeah,
thank you so much. I look forward to other presentation.
Sure.